All right. Welcome to my FX Buddies, the podcast. And I say podcast because there is also a blog with the same title, My FX Buddies, which can be found at myfxbuddies.blogspot.com or wherever you are listening. Look in the description or whatever they call it, title box, more info box, whatever, and there will be a link to the blog, which then on the blog will be a link to the video. However, if you are listening to this on YouTube, which by the way, Fair Use Disclaimer Act, anything that I cover is for critique, commentary, teaching, sharing, and falls under the Fair Use Disclaimer Act. Thank you. So if you're listening on YouTube, in the show more portion, there'll be a link to the video and also to the blog. All right. I think that's it. Oh no. Okay. What's the one? Spotify.com. If you go there and you have a paid membership, I believe, you can see the video there. You can listen to the audio for free. Also under my FX Buddies, excuse me, and rss.com, R, S as in Sam, S as in Sam.com, prints out a fairly accurate transcript. So if you can't understand me, you can go there and read the transcript. All right, that's it. 2 minutes. Look at that. I did it. All right. So, there's so many good things happening. But I'm going to try to keep these to 30 minutes. So I have to pick and choose what I can talk about. So, and I'm mainly going to focus on 3 articles. So if you see the topic, it says Parliamentary Economy indicates the risks of the parallel market and important sessions with the central bank next week. I don't know why they can't have them this week because it's only Tuesday, but we'll take next week, right? Okay, so that is the main story. But before I get to that, I wanted to go over it. So as usual, all the military stuff is at the bottom. But I did want to show you one thing. And it is escalating. So it says parliamentary security reveals obstacles to entering U.S. military bases in Iraq. So they must have went through their agreement, whatever the agreement is, and who knows when it was originally drawn up, and found maybe a loophole or something that they just discovered. So it says the Parliamentary Security Defense Committee cannot directly enter the American military bases. Wow, so imagine that. It's your country, but you can't go on it without certain criteria. I mean, same thing for us, right? We can't just go on a military base unless we have a reason to be there, but we're citizens, right? These are the politicians and the like, right? But anyway, yeah, so I thought that was interesting. And, yes, we're bombing back and forth, and a warehouse with weapons and stuff. I was going to stop calling them weapons and stuff. Armory, artillery. There we go. And other things that blow up. Yeah, it spontaneously combusted. A fire broke out. Fires don't just break out, right? Something happened. And then they said it was a shed and so a shed is like a small thing, right? You would think a shed is a small thing, but then they had to admit it was a warehouse because the citizens, they they pull out their phones in a minute and start uploading. And I don't blame them. A lot of them are still traumatized from war. And so when they hear explosions and they see plumes of smoke, it probably frightens them. And they start showing each other, hey, do you know what this is? Is it by you? How close are you to it? Anyway, all right. So, um, yeah, I wanted to cover that with you. But, if you want to read, and I don't even have half the stuff that's there, but okay, so we'll just show you. Look at, and I believe all of these countries are near each other, so it makes sense why they would be traveling together. But Finland was there, the Finnish ambassador, right? Was met with the Minister of Finance, and these are like over the past couple of days. The foreign minister is in Vienna, right? So there's another country trying to get some deals going, and then Iraq and Austria sign a memorandum of understanding and political consultations between the two countries. So no lack of countries still trying to get something going with Iraq. Here under the tab of legal stuff, a parliamentary move to approve strategic laws during the next stage. So I'm hoping next stage means this legislative term. Here's what they call it, legislative term. But of course, one of them, so it says on Sunday, coordination framework within whatever agreed to pass important laws during the current legislative term. And also, they want to amend laws to reduce burdens on citizens. You're right. But here you see one of the laws, the oil and gas law. And he explained there is a political and parliamentary consensus to pass the obstructed and important laws, pointing out the current legislative term will be rich in terms of legislating important laws. So, very important. All right, let's see if they really do that. And it's their intention to approve a group of important laws during the next legislative term, and it's okay that they're saying next because it actually starts, well, they're back from recess, but they only met once and they got nothing accomplished. I shouldn't say that. It appears. But Saturday, they meet again. Hopefully, they'll get back on their regular schedule. So, they mean this current legislative term, even though it says next, indicating that the priority will be for service projects. And they have tons and tons of projects. I could do 30 minutes alone on all the projects. So I was thinking maybe because I know there's some people who do want to see those, maybe I'll just do a post. It would be a blog post of the articles touching on, things like roads. They're building silos. Silos? The big things to hold wheat, grain, barley, whatever, but I definitely know they're going to hold wheat. 10 of those, 10 cities, all kinds of, just, you name it. Factories. Indonesia is coming. They want to build because Iraq, if you're new to listening to me, earlier, in 2023, there were a couple of articles about how much, I'm going to say ramen noodles. I think most people know what ramen noodles are. Some countries call them oodles of noodles. So that type of thing, right? It's called Indomie. They call it Indomie. Indomie, I don't know how, excuse me, I don't know how they pronounce it, but it's Indomie. That's in Indonesia and Iraq. Anyway, they eat so much of it that Indonesia's like, hey, we should come there and build 2 factories to make it. So that's in the works, and I think they're going to be done. They expect to be done early 2025. So yeah, lots of stuff going on. Okay, so this kind of has some people in a panic. This happened yesterday. U.S. Treasury includes Fly Baghdad on the sanctions list, and it may be one other small airline, airline, but I just don't want to put that much effort in reading it. But I think I saw them say, and a smaller airline also. So the reason we're doing that is they are cooperating with Iranian Quds force. And I'm hoping the U.S. Treasury has proof of that, right? But yeah, and so they're sending weaponry they're buying the weapons and other needed items to Iraq, Syria, and Lebanon. So they have proof of that, and I'm here we go. AK-47s, RPG rifles. Oh, RPG. Huh. Anyway, I saw a picture or a video of some guys, and I think that's what they were holding. Grenades and other machine guns. So they're claiming this guy has been using his airline to fly stuff there. So him, the CEO, right? And then if you read other ones, there's like 55 people or 33 people also. So the sanctions are just on that company, right? Those 1 or 2 companies and those people. The sanctions are not on the country as a whole, and they're not on the currency. So some people get that confused. But today they did threaten. So all of these articles are from early Tuesday morning, Monday and Sunday, the ones that I'm showing you. So later on Tuesday, because it is still the 23rd, but this is probably going to be uploaded as of the 24th. Anyway, they already have plans if the kaboom activity doesn't subside. They already know the next round of people they're going to sanction. So, yeah. Okay. So that did happen, and yeah, we'll just leave that there. I doubt it has any bearing on the RV, but you know. And I just post stuff about Maliki because people just like to read about him. And it is amazing. Excuse me, I don't know what's wrong with my voice, and I don't have anything near me that I can sip on. It's amazing to me. People know the crimes that he committed, but he's still a big part of the government. Here is Alina Romanowski, who is the ambassador, our ambassador. She met with Maliki, and they discussed the importance of strengthening friendly relations and cooperation and continuing to develop them. And then he also met with this man from Turkey, but I didn't put that here. But he's very much still involved in meeting with people as a state head would, right? Okay, here America is waiving the economic card to ensure that its interests are served in Iraq. So there's still some politicians trying to get this point across, and this one is, listen to what he says. America is a country that cannot be trusted after the crimes and massacres committed by its forces in Iraq and the support it provided to the terrorist ISIS, in addition to the fact that it is still manipulating the economy, the dollar currency, and Iraq funds. And unfortunately, all of that is true, right? He added, America, under the pretext of protecting Iraqi funds, is working to ensure Iraq's continuation within Chapter 7. They are out of Chapter 7, but I believe this means we still treat them as if they were in Chapter 7, and therefore Iraqi balances will remain hostage to the American administration, and the Federal Bank and the Treasury Department will manipulate and control them. And of course, that's his point of view. And there's a few more things he says, but I'm not going to read that. Okay, so that is under America stuff. If you go to the blog and go down to America stuff, you'll see that article. All right, so now we're going to do the financial stuff. Okay, here, really quick, if you remember, you see this company, HKN Energy 4, right? That's the Roman numeral for 4. So does HKN Energy sound familiar? Yeah, they were just in Davos, right? Davos just ended last week. So here, this company right here, TAQA, TAQA, is an Abu Dhabi energy company, and they sold their interest of this oil field in Kurdistan to HKN Energy and Canada's Shamaran Petroleum. Shamaran. Anyway, so yeah, you can't tell me that this happened overnight. So that is something that was already in the works, probably got finalized at Davos, and now here they are reporting on it. I just thought that was interesting. Wanted to share that with you. Okay, here, I have more, it says more citizen education, right? Can Iraqi banks provide foreign currency directly? They ask. And the advisor to the Association of Private Banks confirmed on Monday that yes, Iraqi banks can currently provide foreign currency directly, indicating that the bank does not have the right to receive dollar transfer amounts and will give them in Iraqi dinars. So I know that sounds like gibberish, but what I think it means, and you could come here and read it and you'll see why I think that, they are able to deal in foreign currencies, but previous, 15, 20 years, when they said foreign currency in Iraq, it meant the dollar. But now they're going to have to specify. It could mean euro, it could mean lira, it could mean yuan. And what's the other one? It could mean the Jordan dinar, right? Because now they have arrangements to deal in all those currencies. So I believe this is saying, yes, we can deal to you directly in foreign currencies other than the dollar. But if you come to us trying to do dollar business, that has to be dinar. That's what I believe that says. But you see how the citizens are confused still, possibly? I hate to say that, but it just seems that they are confused, which makes sense. They're being rushed into a whole new way of doing things, right? Okay, so that's that. Now, this is another article, not one of the main ones, but I am happy to see this. With the increase in electronic transformation, frightening risks for digital banks. So basically he's saying the shift to going strictly digital is risky. It fringes on privacy of individuals, not to mention all the problems. There's still fraud. You can still be a victim of fraud. You can get hacked. So I really like that. I really like that they put this out. All right, here is, look at this. Arab Bank launches cross-border. Oh, sorry. That's the name of the bank. Arab Bank. And I like their logo. Anyway, uh, so Arab Bank launches cross-border payment services, and the payment service is called RemitX, like FedEx, but RemitX, in cooperation with MasterCard. And this bank is in Jordan. So if you go through and you read this, you'll see, this will help them be able to reach out to 28 countries. It'll help them with global coverage and expand. They're going to expand this in the future. But it just goes to show when you buddy up with Iraq, then things work for your country as well. And they're doing this for customers in Jordan. See? And Jordan just put major money into one or maybe two. But we know one for sure, one of the banks in Iraq, right? So yeah, and there they are getting a sweet deal probably with MasterCard. All right. What's this? Okay, this is good, and you should read it, but I'm not going to go over it because look, we're at 21 minutes already. But here's the title, and I'm fairly certain this was out in Dinarland. Government and central bank meetings in Davos to shorten the time towards financial and banking reform. So I'm pretty sure this was Saturday or Sunday, but whatever. It talks about some of the benefits that happen in Davos. And if you do read this, don't get nervous. Here it says the next 3 years. It also mentions 5 years. It also mentions 4 years. They have goals and their plans out that far, right? But yeah, they had really good outcomes in Davos, and that's basically what he's saying. But this is the guy, Samir al-Nasiri, that just really writes long articles, but they're usually very good. And I bold the parts that to me were most important. So if you go there, go ahead and read that. All right, so now, here, I thought this was interesting too. Listen to this. So sometimes people will ask, are there really people who don't want the RV to happen? Well, yes. And here is one such person. Specialists. There are Iraqis whose profits have reached $5 million through daily trading. And guess where they live? They live in Dubai. There are Iraqis living in Dubai whose profits from trading and speculation have reached $5 million. But they do not want to appear in public. Gee, I wonder why. Adding that among them are those who like to appear as businessmen or real estate owners. So here, if you're this person, one of these people, right, and you're making millions and millions of dollars, probably other currencies also, but would you want the RV to happen? No, you wouldn't. But so I thought that was interesting and I wanted to share that. All right. Here's an article about banks. It's an economist. He says talk about reality of 90% of the banks, they're really fake, temporary, or affiliated with political parties. Okay, who cares about that? You can read that if you want to. I just put that there to let you guys know they are still talking about the budget. Oh, here, this lady. So this is an announcement on the CBI. The CBI, all the licensed banks have access. Banks, exchange companies, and money transfer companies have access to the CBI, right? So some woman has already done enough dirt that they're warning Western Union Company to proceed with caution if she comes into your facility. So it looks like she's using more than one passport, and they probably have a copy of the passport. I just couldn't get it. But isn't that crazy? Wow. Mm, I thought I would share that with you. Okay. This happened today. Alina Romanowski came out. Um, and said she's pleased with the performance of the Iraqi banks, and deposits in Iraqi banks have increased to 37% over the past 2 years. But what I wonder is, why is she announcing this, and how do the citizens feel about her being the one to announce it? We have made impressive progress by working with Iraq on reforms. We are contributing to building confidence in the banking sector as modern banking services enable us to promote a greater amount of foreign investment and protect funds from financial crimes, theft, and loss. Wink, wink, right? Remember that politician I told you what he said earlier, right? But that came out today, so that's pretty positive, I guess, right? Okay, so this is one of the articles. Oh, this is the main article. Okay. Parliamentary Economy indicates risks of the parallel market, important sessions with the central bank next week. Oh, and now the whole thing is bolded. Wow. Well, that's not good. So I'm not going to be able to tell you what I wanted to focus on. You see how things happen for me? Well, you can't see. But um the committee will hold a series of sessions with the central bank starting next week in order to coordinate towards supporting the markets and responding to the requirements of companies and traders in order to reduce prices as much as possible. Okay. Um, I thought there was something about, oh yeah, increasing national production will reduce the demand for not just dollars, I believe, because it says hard currency. But because they're talking about the parallel market, it probably is just dollars. And they want to deal with the fluctuation of the dollar. So I think maybe, maybe they'll be fruitful, as they like to say. Maybe they'll have fruitful meetings, and um, maybe they'll expose some of the influential parties who are behind the series of speculations that took place in the past months in order to reap more profits. Maybe they need looking over in Dubai, right? According to that other article. So if we don't have anything else to look forward to, like, it's only Tuesday, so more information could come out this week. But at least I think this is something to look forward to. Okay, there was one more. Remember, I was saying they don't understand. The citizens don't understand. They put out, oh no, maybe I don't have it here. Prime Minister stress. Reflecting. Well, I don't think I put it here, so I'm gonna have to do it in post production because I want you to see this. Oh wait, this is it. No, no, no. So they put out some instructions that to help the citizens understand going digital, they're going to be putting on billboards, the digital billboards. Oh, this is good too. A government source, okay, pause where that was, right? We'll get back to that. Government source issuing electronic cards to small merchants in Iraq. So, I'm sure they're doing this for more than one reason. for tracking, right? So they have 5 reasons for doing this, but they're giving them cards with up to $100,000 of credit per day, I believe, per month, $100,000 per month. And if they do well with that, then they'll get more. But so by getting this card, that means what? They have to go to probably the CBI. They have to open an account. They have to put their fingerprint, their eye scan, all their information in the system, right? So they can track them. And yep, the CBI, they'll have to do that. And then if they do well, they'll get even more. They'll get even higher limits. So I thought that was good. That's encouraging. Here, a set, and we're going to wrap it up here. I know it's 30 minutes. This is the last thing. A set of directives from the Cabinet Secretariat for institutions regarding electronic points of sale. So this was today, Tuesday. Paragraph here. Placing billboards and screens displaying materials and short videos for citizens explaining the mechanisms of using electronic payment tools, their benefits and methods, and encouraging them to use them and educating them in this regard until March 1st of 2024 as a maximum. Now, if they still don't have the results they want, see, and that's why I hate to say the citizens don't understand, because maybe they do understand, but they just are fighting using the electronic payment system, right? And I would rather think that's what it is. This is their way of rebelling. I would rather think that they're fighting back and not wanting to use the electronic payment system rather than they don't understand. But look at the steps they're going to. And remember, they have those trucks that drive around with these billboards on them too. So I'm wondering if that will happen. So it's all about awareness campaigns or brainwashing campaigns, right? That's what I call them. But yeah, so those are some things, and I feel they're doing that because they don't have the number. While there is a huge increase in people who got the cards, it's not, they haven't gotten the results that they want, right? Okay, so that's it for today. And see, all of that is good. It's all forward movement. It's nothing saying we're going to the bank, right? But it's things that Iraq needs to do for Iraq, right? So, all right. So I hope all of this was helpful. And I thank you for listening, and share if you like. Just don't come on. There's certain places where I talk, but I don't mention these reports, right? So you could share them with your friends and family, but just please don't mention them on the place where I talk, right? Okay. And if there's a join, subscribe, whatever button there, hit that. Then you'll be, if all things work like they're supposed to, you'll be updated, right? And what else? I already said thank you for listening. Enjoy the rest of your morning, night, noon. Yeah, this will be uploaded as of January 24th, even though this is covering news for the 23rd, 22nd, and 21st. All right. Until next time.